At its launch, this car was hailed as the best hot hatch on the road. Although unconventional in the looks department, its high-revving Vtec engine produces just under 200 brake horsepower, combined with a torque chassis, responsive steering at a highly competitive price. This car represents something of a performance bargain. But what will Tom think of the Honda Civic Type R?
So what do you think of the ride so far then?
Surprisingly good. I kind of, when I saw the car before, I thought, it's a bit of a hot hatch. If it was in black, then it's probably a little bit less understated,
Yeah.
But from a driving perspective, so far, fantastic.
Buying a second-hand version of one of these, would you not be afraid that if someone had it before you, that's what they would be doing all the time?
I imagine, I'd be amazed probably if they hadn't been.
Yeah.
It's not, you won't be buying one of these where it says one careful lady owner.
Unless she's a nutcase.
Yeah, well, most of them are,
Say nothing.
I can say that, I'm the guest.
Yes, absolutely. Say nothing.
Despite only being launched in late 2001, the Type R is already a firm favourite with driving enthusiasts. And by combining practicality and performance, it is a car that can also be used to ferry the kids to and from school. Powering the R is a 2-litre version of Honda's legendary Vtec engine. With 200 brake horsepower on tap, the R will get you to 60 in 6.5 seconds and go to a top speed of around 140 miles per hour. There are so many reasons why the Type R is the perfect car for Tom. It's fast, it's reliable, it's practical, and like most Hondas, it will run and run. Apart from having only 3 doors and the fact you have to work the Vtec engine extremely hard to get performance out of it, there aren't many things wrong with it. That is, of course, if you can ignore the Group 17 insurance. But where the real problem lies is trying to find second-hand models. As the car's only been on the market for a couple of years, used models are quite scarce, although they are beginning to filter through. If you are lucky enough to find one, then you can expect to pay around £11,500 for a 01 plate with around 20,000 miles on the clock. So with Tom's budget, we should be able to find a good example and still have some change left over. But will all the praise be lost on Tom? That's the real question. The Honda Civic Type R.
Yep.
Put it in a nutshell for me. What did you think?
It really surprised me. When the car pulled up, I thought, of the 3 cars I'm going to see today, this is probably the one that I won't like.
Right.
I thought it's a hot hatch. It's, a 21-year-old's car.
Which you're not.
Which I'm not, unfortunately. I'd like to pretend I am, but I'm not. But blew me away. Absolutely loved it and didn't want to get out of it. And I'll be grinning for days, I think.